All right, we went from a really nice Thursday right to here's the bad news for the weekend.
Yesterday felt like it should have been Friday.
Yes, a lot of us were saying.
Because it was sunny. Oh yeah, we're gonna end the
Great
weekend on a
mood.
positive note. Nope. We've been liking this camera. This is a good. It's interesting. We've got color out there. You can start to see that they're thinning out.
Bare, yeah,
thinning out. But
coming off.
that's all right. Okay, where was I going with this? Oh, just that it was cloudy on that picture.
And
I was going to say lower than some of the. Yeah.
Right, and I imagine with what's coming through this weekend, a lot more leaves will come off those.
Yeah,
trees.
not super windy, but the rain tends to do that anyways. And I was outside the other day trying to walk our puppy and trying. And she wasn't moving much. But yeah, they're just starting to float down even across southern Maine. All right, we had a lot of cloud cover. As Brian mentioned, yesterday was a really nice day. That's what felt like kind of the end of the week, but no, we're back in this setup. And this is really more indicative of what we're going to be looking at this weekend, at least as far as cloud cover goes. And the showers just working their way in. They have held off, these showers. There's not many of them out there. The models had a whole lot more, and I was skeptical, and I'm glad that I was, because you look at them now and it's going to take a few more hours to really fill in over southern and western Maine. That will happen, though. There's a bunch just kind of along the Mass Pike here and then up through 91 into Vermont. So that's going to move into Oxford County during the afternoon into the early evening. But the more you zoom out, the worse it gets, right? So now we've got this big upper level low sliding towards us, and more or less this is what the weekend is going to look like, just periods of rain getting enhanced over time. So there's that system, moisture kind of flowing into it. Warm sector is what we call between the warm front and the cold front. And sometimes in the warm sector, you get a lot of moisture transport around this high too. So everything coming together kind of squeeze this storm right over Maine through tomorrow night, and much of the day Sunday. And the question we had about Sunday was if we were going to be able to get any decent weather, but unfortunately with a trailing trough, so a trough behind the storm itself, it looks like it's going to set up on Sunday, and we're going to see continued rain, showers, just dreary weather straight through the weekend as that trough sets up through Sunday, and then we clear out into cooler on the backside over the Monday. So here are the showers coming in later today. If you're going out tonight, I would plan on there being some showers around, and some of them will have some heavier downpours. There will be breaks in the action. That's important to note. I mean, tomorrow it's not raining all day, but the way I've played it the whole week is good luck finding time that can confidently do things outside. I don't think we're going to see much of that. Heavier rain comes through in the afternoon into the evening along the coastline. This could really be coming down pretty hard, continuing through Saturday night. And then here comes our trough. Watch it set up right here. Along the axis of the trough, moisture fills back in. So the exact placement of this trough is still a little bit up in the air, but it's going to be over Maine, and that's all we really need to know, is that there will be showers. The heavier rain will be right along that axis, potentially into the mid-coast and southern coastal Maine. So I think the models have come into more alignment with rainfall amounts. If you remember yesterday, I showed you when I had 3.9. I said, nah, I don't see that happening. This seems more right to me. There's a lot of 2s, that's a lot of rain, and right along that trough axis we could see 2.5. I think that's where we're going to be at. Outside of that trough across northern Maine, ½ inch of rain. Not a much nicer weekend though, unfortunately. It's still just kind of gloomy out there. So Todd had to break down and put rain continues. When the optimist does that on the weekend, it's not good. We are nicer next week. I actually think next week is a nice variety pack of it's very fallish and cool on Monday and Tuesday, and then we start to warm up for Wednesday and Thursday back into the mid-60s maybe. So I think it's actually pretty nice. Unfortunately, it doesn't fall on the weekend, so I've already made plans. We're going to do like Museum of Science or something like that.
Great plan.
That kind of situation, I think.
I think that's the big indicator. Lock in the indoor plans.
Yeah,
Just
if you
don't
can.
bank on the other stuff.
Yeah.
All right, Keith, thanks.